My name is Jason. Right now I'm a pharmacy technician. I work in a retail environment with the pharmacist. My favorite part about Colorado would be, I don't know, what do I like about this place? I really like the environment of downtown Denver, like the people, they're kind of classy. The restaurants, everything is clean. I'm 24 years old. Should I say that I'm a gay man? I'm 24 years old and I identify as a gay male. When I was about 12 years old, I kind of realized one day I have an interest in guys and not so much in girls. It was different, and I just kind of found out from that point, and ever since it's been kind of nice getting to know myself and have confidence in that. I was raised in a conservative home where coming out, I was 19, that was 5 years ago. Your parents don't talk to you about sex. You know, coming out as a gay man, it was unacceptable. I came out 5 years ago when I was 19, and it was difficult explaining dating and primarily explaining sex to your parents. It would have been really nice to know that people do rape other people. Physical and sexual abuse is when another person is in your personal space and it causes physical or emotional damage. Violence in general kind of leaves a sense of trauma, and it makes it hard to relax sometimes. I mean, people when they drug your drink, it's not you can't tell. You know, it's any other drink. I mean, you just don't know. I was visiting a friend in Los Angeles. The city's fun. We were in the West Hollywood bars. It was great. It was an awesome time. I was there for a week, and there was one night when I just was talking to some guy. I didn't know him, and I went over to his house, and it was just we were gonna have a drink or so, and I was gonna go home. In the middle of a sentence, I just fell asleep. If this isn't too personal, I woke up 2 different times to being raped by this guy. The next morning, I just thought I was drunk. I didn't believe it, and for some strange reason, I was confused enough that I asked this guy, if we can go to breakfast together. We texted for months afterward. I didn't realize it happened to me. Went back to Denver from Los Angeles, and I mean, if you don't go to the police within 3 to 5 days, they can't find drugs in your bloodstream or on your hair. That was my experience. I just kind of left, forgot about it, and kind of just held it back, and I didn't realize that it had really happened for months afterward. The hardest part personally is I felt guilt for it. I just thought that I was drunk. For example, I was dating someone at the time, so I felt like a cheater, and my parents wouldn't talk to me about it, so I just didn't tell anyone about it because it just could have been my fault. 9 months later, when I was starting my senior year of college, I just was nervous all the time. I didn't really know where I had developed this anxiety from. One day I was driving to school. It was in the back of my head, and then I just saw it. I realized in my car, I know where I was at. I know who I texted first. I know exactly what streets I drove on for a half an hour just crying because I didn't realize how someone can be that cruel to me and how they could violate someone that they don't know. The first person that I told about this was a very close friend of mine. She was a lot like me, very sweet, like kind of naive, but just a happy person. Like nothing's gone wrong in her life. It's just kind of, you look forward to things. First thing that she said was she'd been raped too. And it really threw me off because, I mean, it happens to, I think, it just really depends, but it's a lot of people. It's too many. I texted my mother afterward. I wasn't going to call her because I was too ashamed. And the first thing she said was, "You're overreacting." And to this day, our relationship will never be the same. I don't think it's ever going to grow from that because you don't tell that to your kids. One of the major issues that people face is victim blaming. People just want to know how it happened or where it happened or maybe what they can do to wear different clothes, for example. It's just people are trying to be supportive half of the time, and they don't know how to phrase it. You're telling someone that because they wore this outfit, or because they were at this place, or because they were by themselves, or because something happened and they drank too much, it was their fault that someone found an opportunity to rape somebody. The guy who victimized me, he had a drug available in his kitchen. He had it in his kitchen. And it's just, you just don't kind of like, I'm going to ask my neighbor for some drugs. You just have it with you. You're premeditating a rape. I talked to my father as well, and his response, he told me that if I hadn't chosen to be gay, I wouldn't have been raped. That hurt a lot, but I learned to be okay with that. And that really threw me off. He and I aren't going to be the same either. And I've decided that myself. It was so embarrassing to me. It was like their shame over what their son, I guess, had did or was involved with. It's always kind of confused me. I've always kind of felt like an orphan. You just kind of wander until you feel better. It'd be nice to have some support, but I had to find it myself with my friends and family, my younger family, my siblings. My siblings, they just know that I went on a bad date and that someone was rough with me and that they didn't respect my body and my space. And so they realized that it's really important to like respect who you are and don't let anyone tell you no or disrespect you or make you feel bad about yourself. And that's what they know. But yeah, right away they were there for me with as much as I was comfortable sharing. Sexual assault between males and females comes with a different response because of culture. With males, there could be a range of, I was drunk, or that didn't happen, or I'm not, I've just got to tough it out. I mean, it could be a spectrum on either gender, but in culture, I mean, how's a guy going to admit that? It's a little bit different. Pertaining to the issue of masculinity, it just kind of made me angry, and so I talked about it more. I just feel like I went to the police and I just walked up casually and I was like, yeah, I was raped once. And it was actually that casually. And I gave him my, the papers that I had written with the lawyer on campus, and I handed those to him, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Because I feel like if men can't, I just get really defensive, and I'm like, I don't care, I'll tell my neighbor. Men can talk about it, they should be able to, and it's not talked about as much. Some of the things that would come up, first of all, is, do you have HIV? And that really affects whether or not you can date or whether or not people feel like they feel like you're gross, for example. And it's just that's difficult. I can feel for those because you can't talk about it. I mean, I wouldn't. Word spreads. It's really embarrassing, but word will spread with that. And it would be really hard. I waited months before I was sure that I was tested and I was solid. But I mean, something, for example, that serious, like that life-changing, is harder than just trauma. On another note, though, a way that I've tried to reach out, I'm totally available to talk about it, and it kind of helps me feel complete to fix what I wish had happened, for me. The other day, I just thought it'd be casual just to mention it in a Facebook status. Hey, this, sexual violence does happen. It does happen to males too. If you have any questions, please message me. I don't feel awkward about mentioning it anymore, but it was just kind of comfortable just to finally say, in public, reach me if you need help, because if your parents aren't there like mine weren't, I totally understand. So I use social media, and it was kind of cool. I personally feel empowered to help others because I only wish that I had someone to help, someone to look out for me. I want to support those in need. Being an underdog myself, it's important to find a program that will offer help to the underdogs. I didn't have anyone ask me, it's really hard being alone, and it affects me to this day. And as I've been seeking help lately, I'm rapidly getting back to my normal life. My advice when it comes down to physical or sexual violence, take your friends seriously. It's not a playful matter. Jokes aren't funny either. My advice, though, is to immediately report it. That's the first thing you should do. And once that's all taken care of, the second thing you do is you reach out to friends and family and you stay in touch with someone that cares about you and that will be sensitive and that will comfort you until the majority of the dust will settle and you can start developing a plan to recover and of defending yourself.